Hello, everybody. Nice to see you again. Nice to see you. I see new faces today. My name is Roman. I'm kind of local guy from here. And may I ask you, where are you from? You?
Well, the lady is from Philadelphia, which is spectacular. I'm from Winnipeg, Canada, but I live here. I'm in Christina, Progeria.
Wow, okay. Okay, all right. Nice to meet you again. Yeah. All right, so we will continue our course of Bhakti Yoga, the ancient art of happy life. And today we will continue to talk about our real nature, about ourselves, about question, who am I? There are different ways to see on this question, like who am I? There is an option to see from scientific point of view, how scientists tell who am I. There is also a way we can see to this question from the ancient Vedic scriptures. And today, the day before yesterday, we were talking about more scientific facts, like that. Do you remember that who we are, really? We were talking about that we are not this body, that this body is just a collection of chemicals, and we are the person inside this body. That this body is constantly changing during metabolism and all this stuff, and that modern medicine can change parts of this body for artificial parts, like they can put some plastic legs or wooden arms or something like this, and person still feels that I'm still me. I'm not less me. I'm not 50% of me. I'm still the same person. So we were talking that we are some person inside this body. We are not just walking vessel with liquids inside this body. Yeah, we are not just chemicals. So today we will talk a little bit more about our brain and about our mind. You know, because many people think that they have some impressions that maybe I am somewhere here. Maybe my head is me. You know, there are a lot of scientific movies and books that head is like a person. You know, that some crazy professor would like to keep himself from dying, and he's like, I don't know, preserving this head, and he's like still talking or something, like, that's maybe you've seen these movies or something like this. So many people have impressions that maybe I'm kind of here, somewhere here. But actually, as scientists says that we are not this brain. Actually, this brain is similar part of this body, like any other part of this body. It's also changing, and scientists said that our brain is completely changed, completely renovated in 3-4 days. So we have completely new mass of brain in 3 or 4 days. There are a lot of things going on there, and it's like changing. And also it would be a little bit, maybe for me it was a little bit shocking when I first time heard about this interesting thing, that there is one disease called, I don't know exactly how do you call it in English, but here we call it kind of hydrocephalia, something. The same word or similar?
Hydroencephalitis?
Yeah, probably.
Water on the brain.
Yeah, water in the brain, exactly. Yeah, when children are born with some liquid in the head, sometimes there are some parts of brain, sometimes it's just nothing, even no water. Another type of this disease is called anencephalia, like nothing, just empty head. And usually these people are like mentally a little bit ill, they die, or they survive, they are not completely like usual people. But there are some exceptions. When people don't have brain, but they are still absolutely normal. They talk, they think, they can see, they can hear, and they don't have brain at all. And I read few few cases about such a thing. I remember one case when one young boy, about maybe 14 years old, he just met some. He was riding a bicycle on the street, and he had a little accident, not serious, but ambulance came and they took him into the hospital, and they'd like to change his head, and they discovered that he doesn't have any brain. His head is really empty, and his guy was learning at school and all this stuff. He didn't even know about this fact that he doesn't have a brain. There are cases when some people who don't have brains, they write some scientific articles about people who don't have brains. Like, so this is a fact. I couldn't really believe, actually, to be honest, when I heard it first time. But I checked. I asked few doctors, and they confirmed that it's true. There are such cases. So what conclusion we can take from these cases? That person just used this brain. If this brain is like some equipment. If a person has this equipment, he can use it. But if there is no this equipment, he can just live without it. like now we couldn't imagine our life without telephones, smartphones. But sometimes if you lost smartphone or something, it's like big tragedy. But we can survive. I can tell you that we can survive a few days at least without our very precious telephone. So the same thing with the brain. We use just this brain. If we don't use, if we don't have this, we just can live without it.
And other parts of the body can fill in for it, I imagine, like with the brain, perhaps part of the spinal column, the spinal cord can compensate?
Yeah, partially. Yeah, it can compensate.
Incredible.
Yeah, incredible. Different parts of the body could take all this, functions of themselves somehow. Another thing is about our mind, about our thoughts. Many people think that our thoughts is me, like my emotions or my feelings, my desires, my plans for future, my mood, my character. Many people think that this is me. It's like it's me. It's me. My character, my emotions, and all the stuff. But actually, if we will see closer to the things, we also will see that it's something that we can control. It's something that we can have or don't have. Like, for example, maybe you met some situation when you have some advertising just rolling in your head, like something, or some song, maybe some part of song is just rolling in your mind, half a day, and you don't know how to get rid of this, and you're trying to forget all this advertising or something, but it's difficult, not so easy. And then eventually, when you somehow get rid of this thought, you feel like relief, And who is this person who is trying to get rid of this thought or get rid of this, advertisement or some piece of song or something? It's me, isn't it? So it's me that I don't want to have some thoughts in my mind. One time I remember one guy told me that he also met such situations that he was, hanging out with his friends, and then they went to somebody's home and they saw this, horror movies. And they watched it till late night, and then he had to go back home. And when he came to the doors of his house, he was standing, like hesitating to go inside, because all these images of this movie was just, playing in his mind. But then he he was making effort and tried to get rid of this, horror thoughts. And just imagine some, beach, palms, ocean, and then he just ran into this house and closed the door. So it shows that sometimes we can control our mind, or we try to control our mind. We try to control our thoughts. Sometimes we would like to concentrate on some subject. We just open the book and we read something, and maybe you also met some situations when you read the page and you don't remember anything, like if you didn't read it at all. Why? Because your mind was thinking about some different things, and then what you do? Oh, if it is some subject, if it's some book that you have to study, like for tomorrow's exam or something, you try to get rid of these thoughts and just concentrate your mind on this subject, what you read. Who is doing this? It's me. Me. I try to control my thoughts, to think about something or don't think about something. So it says, so it shows us that I'm not my thoughts, I'm not my mind, I'm not all this stuff that goes on inside. And the same is with our emotions, with our feelings, with our mood. Sometimes we can wake up early in the morning and we, in kind of don't want to leave the bed, don't want to start to live, just bad mood, raining outside and all this stuff. And sometimes we think, oh, I have to go there. If I would go there, it would be great. I can meet my friends or something. And we try to do something, go to take like cold shower and, I don't know, maybe put on some loud music, dancing music, and we can change our mood, and, these things can be changed. So it's not me. Mood and emotions, this is something that can be changed, that I, like a person inside, can change it. There is one simple technique, kind of meditation, when you can see more clear that I'm not my mind. You can take some small subject. I don't know, it could be some piece of paper or some telephone, and you can watch for approximately 1 minute to remember all the details of the subject. Then you can close your eyes, and what will you see? You will continue to see the subject. Yeah? Then try to keep this subject and don't let other thoughts to push out this subject. And you will see that it's not so easy. Other thoughts will just, push out all this subject. But you can try to keep it in your mind. Then you can let it go. Let all your thoughts just, flow in your mind. And at this time, ask yourself, who is trying to keep this subject in your mind? It's me. Who is trying to let our thoughts to flow, free in our mind? Who is trying to bring back this subject in your mind? It's me. So I'm not this subject in my mind. I'm the person who is trying to control these thoughts, isn't it? So it shows us that I'm not my mind, and I'm not these thoughts that are in my mind. And there are different stages to realize these things. We can really realize more deeply. And if we understand it and we will realize it more deeper, then we can become better, student, better worker. We can concentrate easier on some things that we, do and be more professional in different fields, As ancient scriptures and ancient yoga scriptures says that our mind, our thoughts this is just another type of body that covering me. It's called subtle body, subtle or mental body. Sometimes people call it in different names. Sometimes they call it mental body or astral body or aura, you heard about aura, something that just covers me. So this is another type of covering that covers me, person. Yeah? And I am the person inside these two covers. These two covers that covers me are like two layers of clothes. We have like external clothes and we have underwear, some, I don't know, some undershit or something, yeah? And inside these two layers of clothes, there is a person. Sometimes it could be compared to like astronaut. Astronaut goes into the space and we can see just, this white suit with a helmet, with dark glasses, all this stuff. We couldn't see the person inside this, astronaut suit. But we know that inside this white astronaut suit, there is a person, there is some real person. The same thing with this body. This body is just like a suit, like we are like astronauts walking here, and we covered with two type of bodies: gross physical body that we can see, that we can touch, and subtle mental body that we cannot see with these eyes. These eyes, by the way, many things couldn't see. There are a lot of things that exist right now around us, but we don't see them. Like, for example, some microwaves or some telephone, these waves, or radio, some waves. This eye could not see. We cannot see even our hand in a dark room. But it doesn't mean that our room doesn't exist because we don't see it, Or nobody saw electricity, but we know that electricity exists. We can know it very easily. Put your two fingers, inside this, and you will know. Don't do it, it's joking, just kidding. But we can see light. We don't see electricity, but if there is light, we can see. We know that there is electricity. If there is no light, we easily understand that it means that no electricity. So we don't see it, but it exists. Some things exist that we don't see. The same thing with this astral body. Some people can see this subtle mental body, but it's just exceptions. Most people, they don't see it because our eye doesn't have such a capabilities to see different things. If we will come closer to the subject, so who we really are, so as ancient yoga scripture says that we are non-material, spiritual, part and parcel, little like spark of energy inside this body. We are person inside this body. And sometimes this person is called like spirit soul, or eternal living being, or life force. Different names, but the same person. Yes. And I can read you just few sentences from ancient scripture called Bhagavad Gita. It very nicely described this person inside, spirit soul inside his body. That which pervades the entire body you should know to be indestructible. No one is able to destroy the imperishable soul. The material body of the indestructible, immeasurable, and eternal living entity is sure to come to end. Neither he who thinks the living entity the slayer, nor he who thinks it slain is in knowledge. For the self slays not, nor is slain. For the soul there is neither birth nor death at any time. He has not come into being, does not come into being, and will not come into being. He is unborn, eternal, ever-existing, and primeval. He is not slain when the body is slain. and so on and so on. So in also different place in Bhagavad Gita it is said that this non-material living being cannot be caught by some weapon, cannot be dried by wind, cannot be burned by fire. So no material things can influence me. Nothing can kill me. Nothing material can kill me. This body can be killed, or this body somehow, sometime, one time will be died. But me, the spirit soul inside this body, will continue to exist in different, realm, in different circumstances. But I still will be living. I still will live. And there are some characteristics of the spirit soul. There are some characteristics of the living being. One of this, like the main characteristic of this living being is eternality. So I'm eternal. Nothing material can kill spirit soul. I'm unborn and I forever will exist. Another thing is that that my position is actually dominated. There are few facts, few aspects that shows that different things dominates me, like loss of material nature, like weather, like changing of season. Soon we will have a winter here, so nobody can do anything with this. Yeah, we cannot stop winter to come. Winter will come, and after winter, summer will come. Yeah, it will for sure come. We can't do anything with this. So loss of material nature, such laws like gravity, for example, we can't do anything with the gravity. We just, surrender to these laws. We just somehow learn how to live in these conditions, and that's all. Other living beings also influence us. Like mosquitoes can bite us, sometimes, or some other, humans can harass us in somehow, or disturb us somehow. And our body and our mind also influence us. We just surrender to laws that this body is living. We have to go to sleep. We have to eat. We cannot do anything with this. We have to surrender to this. And this fact shows us that I am like eternal living being. I am dominated, part and parcel. And I'm a little part of the supreme being. The supreme being exists also. Like there are a lot of evidence of this. Maybe later we can talk about this in details, but as ancient scripture says, that we are children of God, in other words, and our real function is serving something that it's part of me. It's my function. Everybody serves. There are two kinds of services. One type of service when somebody serve another person and waiting for some reward. People go to work and they, expect that they would be paid for this. And but there is another type of service when we do something for somebody who we love, and this type of service, loving service, actually brings deeper happiness for us. Everybody, every living being have somebody who he loves. We cannot live without love. And when we do something for this person which we love, and this person is pleased, this person feels, joy and satisfaction, we feel even greater joy and satisfaction. There is such a saying that to give is bring you more pleasures than to take. Sometimes when it is a person who you love, and you do something nice for this person who you love, you feel, some unbelievable feelings. And this is our nature. Ancient scriptures said that this is nature of the spirit soul. And since we are part and participle of the Supreme Being, our natural function is to do something nice for the Supreme Being. So, this is like absolute truth that reveals ancient scriptures for us. Now I can understand that we hesitate about all these things. We might hesitate, but there is a practical, method when we can be purified of this illusions that we are this body, illusions that we can be completely happy in this world. There are many illusions that we have now. For example, as we talked a little bit last our meetings, that material things doesn't bring real happiness for me, for spiritual soul, for person. They can be good, it depends how do you use these material things. We have some needs, some material needs. This body has to be taken care nicely, but still, if we will not have some sort of spiritual pleasure, we will feel that something missing, something missing. I don't know what, but we will feel that, I want something, I don't know what. And no material things, no material pleasures can satisfy this inner craving for, this deep spiritual satisfaction and so on. So we need to have some source of some spiritual satisfaction also. And ancient method of meditation can bring us this so-called spiritual food. Ancient scriptures present us very simple methods of meditation. We can easily learn it and apply it, in our life. I know many people who applied it on daily basis. They meditate every day for a short period of time, but they have some time for meditation. And last time we learned these simple methods of relaxation and meditation, and we can, practice it now maybe for a short time just to remember. And I'm just curious, anybody practiced it, this Guranga breathing meditation, these 2 days? You tried it? Wow, great. So, how did you feel?
Silly.
Silly. Yeah. It's unusual. In the beginning, when we try to practice something new, it's new for us, and it may be a little bit, unusual. But while practicing, it will become more natural for us, and we will feel this, inner satisfaction and all these things, joy inside and calm and peace, soothing. And so I will remind you in few words this Guranga breathing meditation. So we meditate with these ancient mantras, Gauranga. These mantras are written down in ancient scriptures who have about 5,000 years, and it was written down on ancient language Sanskrit, and we receive it in this original language, and we can just practice for, a few minutes. So we will start from the inhaling and exhaling and relaxing. Remember, I told you that it's recommended to relax your face, neck, shoulders, to breathe, to sit maybe a little bit straight so that it could be easier to breathe. And just a few minutes, just relax, just have a rest, and concentrate on these sounds. These sounds have this good effect on us. So we have to concentrate. If we will see that our mind will, go to some different subject, don't worry about this. Just gently bring your mind again on these sounds. So we will just a few minutes meditate, relax, and then we will sit in quiet for a few minutes just to feel the effect of this meditation. Okay? All right, let's start. So everybody take a big breath, deep breath, inhale. Let it out and relax. Then inhale by nose and chant Gauranga in the mind. And then out loud together. 2 more times. Okay. So the best time for this meditation is early morning. You can have such kind of schedule. When you wake up in the morning, you can take a shower and then, sit for 7-10 minutes meditating on this Goranga, ancient sounds, yoga sounds, and you can feel the effect. And also before you're going to bed, you can meditate for, about 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes. How do you like, how you feel comfortable with, and then just go to bed, and you will have a good sleep. One old lady told that he could easily get rid of sleeplessness, practicing this Goranga meditation. But of course you can practice in any time, daytime or some night time maybe, And this type of meditation can be individual meditation and can be also group meditation. You can come together with your friends, with, maybe in mountains, with bonfire, or just on ocean beach, sit and, meditate, go around. It's very nice. Unusual maybe feelings for you. Second type of meditation I'd like to present today, as I told you last time, that we will have meditation with the beads. Many people in this world use beads for meditation. Different religions like Christians use beads, Christian monks use beads. One time I saw these ladies were carrying this, wooden beads on their clothes. Buddhists use beads, Muslims use beads, Indians use beads, and many other people use beads. Why do they use these beads? Because in meditation it helps us to engage sense of touch, and it helps us to concentrate our mind on these yoga sounds. Because where our senses go, the same direction our mind goes. For example, if we hear something, for example, if, we can hear some car with some accident or something outside, we can hear just voice, but our mind immediately, think about all these things and have these images in our mind. The same thing when we see somebody. If, for example, somebody would walk in this room, everybody would see on this person, and probably you will don't listen while I'm talking. You will just look at this person who came into this room. So we see something and our mind goes there. We hear something and our mind goes there. And if we touch something, the same thing, our mind goes to these things that our hands doing. So you can have such a beads, you can spread for people. And also we can use with these beads this mantra that we used last time on these cards. You can have also these cards if you don't have it. This mantra is Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mahana. This combination of these ancient yoga sounds, and these are not material sounds, they are spiritual sounds. They purify us from karma. Maybe you have heard about that we have some good karma, some bad karma, and these sounds purifies us from karma. They also purifies us from such undesirable things that we can experience. Sometimes maybe some little anger appear, or some frustration, or some, maybe some envy, or jealous, or something that don't make us happy. These feelings, they don't make us happy. And gradually you can be purified from all these undesirable things, and you can really feel deep peace inside yourself. This feeling of warmth and very nice feelings. So we will practice in the next way. So we can take beads in right hand and put this main bead with this colorful threads on top on the middle finger, like this. You can put your beads on the middle finger with all this, the head bead. It's called, one bead is a little bit bigger than other beads, and it called the main bead. And then we can, take your beads slightly toward you and put some on the first smaller bead, And we begin this meditation with, we can say Gauranga in the beginning, like Gauranga. Then we come to the first beat and we chant Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mahana. Then go to the next beat and chant Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mahana. Then to the third beat, fourth, and so on. Taking these beats toward yourself, we chant this mantra on each beat. And then we, when we will come to this main beat, we can say Haribol, and we can, do like this. So put our beats, in the different direction. We don't step over the head beat. This head beat is symbolized by spiritual master, and we don't step over the spiritual master. So we just come to the last beat, then do like this, and then the last little beat becomes our first beat for the second round. One circle, we call it one round, and we can do one round, we can do 2 rounds, 3 rounds, or I don't know, maybe 10 rounds or 100 rounds. No, it's too much. And we can, we can try to practice. Again, the main thing is to pronounce these mantras clearly so that you can hear them clear. To say it loud enough so that it will be some sound vibration, and concentrate your mind on these sounds. Just think about these sounds. Just put your mind on these sounds and listen carefully to all these sounds that you pronounce. Okay? It's quite easy. Do you have some questions about practice? All these things?
Can you show again how to turn it around? When
Yeah.
you're at the end?
Yeah, you do like this. Like, I do it like this. You put it like on the thumb, and then put middle finger inside, and then thumb on the top again. Yeah. This, like this. Yeah, you can practice it later. Actually, it's like individual type of meditation, but just for learning purposes, we can do it together. We can do one round. It will take about 4 to 5 minutes, maybe. So it's quite easy, and anybody can do it. So let's do it just together. You don't need to, like think about something. Just think about the sounds and just follow me, and we'll just say it together out loud. So again, we can start with deep breathing, inhale and exhale and just relax. And then Gauranga in the beginning and Haribol at the end. If we don't skip some beat, or if we will not forget to change our beat, we will come to the end at the same time. And when we come to the end at the same time, we can say together out loud, Haribol. You will see how it will go. Okay? One time happened. So, all right. Let's do it together. Gauranga Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana 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 Haribol. Okay, somebody finished at the same time. This is called one round. We do just 1 second. And if you want to continue to do the second round, we can put these beats like this and go into the opposite direction. There are a few recommendations that will help you to make this meditation even more effective. The main thing is to practice it regularly, like in different endeavors, in sport, for example, or in some different things. If we do something regularly, it will make a better effect on us, bigger effect. So it's recommended to practice this japa yoga meditation. It's called japa yoga meditation. every day, and you can set for yourself some amount of runs that you do every day and do it every day. For example, you can tell yourself that I will do like 2 or 4 runs every day. This is my minimum. And do 2 runs every day. If you will have some time to do more, you can do more. But at least you do your minimum. I don't go to bed if I didn't finish my rounds, you know. It's recommended to practice every day. So it doesn't mean that, for example, if I tell to myself that I will do 2 runs a day minimum, that I can do like 14 rounds on Sunday and then have a rest whole week, you know. No, it's just like a hygiene for the soul. It's like we have hygiene for the body. For example, we brush our teeth, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes every day. We don't brush teeth once a week, half an hour, you know. We do it every day. So the same with the japa yoga meditation. Try to do it every day. And you can increase your amount of rounds in some time. Because in some time you will feel very comfortable and it will be very easy for you, and you will feel that it's not enough. 2 rounds, it's just, you know, quick. 8 minutes or 10 minutes and that's all, and you'd like to do it more. And you can increase your minima. 4 rounds, you know, 6 or maybe 10 rounds a day. You can do like 10 rounds a day, your minimum. So the point is to increase your minimum in due course of time.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
You talked about positive and negative karma.
Yeah.
And my question is, why we should get rid out of positive karma? Why?
Because good karma is not the best. I will tell about this question because it's quite, you know, philosophical question. Now we have like practice part of our lecture a little bit later, you know, in a few minutes at the end of our lecture. We will talk in a few minutes about this karma, good and bad. All right. So, do you have some questions about this practice? You know, and also you can practice it not only sitting. You can, you know, you can walk. You can lie down. But lie down, it's, you know, you can fall asleep easily. So better just walking. You can take your beads with you. By the way, these beads are just present for you. You can take if you like, and so that you don't have excuse that I would like to practice but I don't have beads, and to, you know, to not let you have this excuse. We just give you this beads as a present. And also you can carry your beads with you. You know, if you will carry your beads in your, you know, pockets during the day, you will find many chances to practice this japa meditation. You can practice this japa meditation when you walk, for example, in the park, or people walk quite a lot sometimes. They walk to your, you know, to their institute or to their job. They just walk without any purposes, just have a walk, you know. And you can take your beads and use this time for spiritual purifying practices, you know, for this japa meditation. And also you can practice japa meditation when you know, in transport, when you are in some bus, in a train, when you are in airplane. You can use this time just for meditation, for japa meditation. So, and these beads are quite special beads because we meditate for self-realization on these beads. And please take care for these beads. Don't put them in dirty places or on the ground, or don't try to touch your feet with this bead. Just carry them on, you know, some clean, you know, things, and just take care about these beads. They are special.
How old is this practice? I imagine it's a couple of thousand years old or more.
Yeah, more. You know, these practices were since beginning of this creation describes.
You know, it's fascinating. Ukrainian culture is a little different from North American, but I think 2 of us in this room are familiar with a different version of this, and that would be the rosary.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it's part of the Ukrainian religious tradition, but the Roman religious tradition, the Catholic religious tradition, has something similar to this, but it's much more recent, only about 500 years ago, introduced by Pope Alexander VI Borgia. Fascinating, the similarity, though.
Yeah.
I suspect Pope Alexander may have copied this idea.
It describes these methods of meditation are describing in this Vedic literature that has about 5,000 years.
Yeah.
It was written down about 5,000 years ago.
Yeah.
And many, it's
In Europe,
just,
it caught on much later, but it did come to Europe about 500 years ago.
yeah.
Fascinating and very similar.
And
The same type of repetition as well.
about 500 years ago, one great, sage, great person, he called Lord Chaitanya in India, he was spreading this method of meditations very successful. It was spread around whole India and, eventually around whole the world. Like many people in different countries around the globe, they know about this japa meditation and they practice.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Obviously, in the European tradition, the prayer said is a bit different. Two prayers are used in the European tradition, one being the Our Father, the Oche Nash, and the other being the Hail Mary. In the same numerous repetition. It's fascinating. It's basically a very similar practice. Interesting.
Yeah. They also use beads.
Yeah, it's much older, a couple thousand years older, it sounds like.
Yeah.
But have you seen the rosary or the Christian beads? I don't think they're used in Ukraine.
I saw it, but we
Not in
Ukraine.
Do they have like 33 beads also? Oh.
Well, it's a longer set. It's a longer set of beads arranged in tens.
Yeah.
10 Hail Marys, and in the middle an Oche Nash, and then another 10 Hail Marys, and then another Oche Nash, Our Father. And there's a cross at the end instead of the
Nice.
the large bead. But it's a similar practice, and it has the same trance-like effect on the people who keep saying it again and again and again. I've seen some of these people, and I suspect this is probably very effective.
Yes, you can try it.
I will.
All right.
The rosary never quite caught on with me, but I think this is
Yes. So the final type of meditation for today is kirtan, when we can sing these mantras, also using some musical instruments like we did it last time. We used the guitar and drums. I don't know, you can play drum? Huh? Play some drum. And this type of meditation, when people sing these mantras, are called kirtan in Sanskrit. And you can also just relax and just read these cards, to read these mantras, or if you remember them, you can just sing out loud. And you can just sit comfortable, relax. You can close your eyes maybe to help you to concentrate on these sounds. And we will just sing a few minutes, and then if you will have some questions, we can talk a little bit more about these subjects. Nitai go. Haribo. Okay. So that's all for today. If you have some questions, you can ask. You asked about this bad karma and good karma. We will talk about karma and reincarnation next time in more detail. But good karma is not very good actually, because it forces us to have another body in next life. We like a spirit soul. We don't belong to this material dimension. Now we walk here, we live here in this material world, in this, suits like astronauts in these material bodies. But there is another world, like spiritual world, different world, where spirit soul belongs. Spiritual world for spirit soul is his real home, and in this material world we have these material bodies, and these material bodies go through few types of sufferings that are just built in this. Just having this material body, you have to suffer from birth, diseases, old age, and finally death. It's not very good situation, and it's not natural for eternal spirit soul to be here in this material dimension, in this material body. We are here, we have these material bodies, and we take care about these material bodies, and of course we live in this world, and we learn how to live in this world. But finally, in such a bigger scale, spirit soul doesn't have to be born in this material world, in this material body, and go through these births, diseases, old age, and death. And bad karma and good karma, when we leave this body, it's just forces us to have another material body, just to experience this good karma. Even if it's good karma, you can be born in some nice situation, like, I don't know, in rich family, with a nice body, healthy body, and you don't have many material problems. But still, even when you have this good karma, you have nice body, rich circumstances, maybe rich country or something like this. Still, you will have to go through diseases, old age, and death, like all living beings in this world. All living beings. Doesn't matter where they are born. They have to go through these 4 stages, they have experienced these 4 sufferings of material world, just, you know. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Just a question to see if I understand you correctly. All human beings have a great deal in common.
They have what?
We have a lot in common as human beings.
Yeah.
But the wisdom that's suitable to each one of us may be a little different. And it's something that we can find inside of ourselves, and we must find it ourselves. We don't necessarily need the guide of, say, a clergyman, a priest, or a minister, or whatever it may be. We find it inside of ourselves, and we don't really necessarily need a lot of guidance from outside.
You know,
we need outside guidance from a.
yes,
say,
I understand.
mentor,
I understand your questions. Yeah. You know, yes and no. From one point of view, you are right. We don't need official, like, you know, kind of priests or some official people who have some official, you know, position to guide us. We have to listen from somebody inside of us.
Yes,
but this
that's the purpose of these.
yeah. But somebody who we can listen inside us is you know, supreme person, you know. Finally, it's like supreme person, like supreme Lord. We can listen him. In Christians, it's called like Holy Spirit inside us. Yeah. In Vedic traditions, they call it Paramatma, or Lord in the heart, that guide us, that helps us. It's like our real friend who wishes us well and help us to
And it's inside
direct.
each one of us.
Yes, yes. But also, from the other hand, also, you know, the Supreme Lord that is inside us, that directs us, that helps us. You know, sometimes he also have some external representatives, like his pure servants, his pure friends. In Vedic traditions, they called spiritual masters. This is not like usual living beings. This is enlightened spirit soul that knows and love Supreme Lord with all their heart. They have this connection, real pure connection, and they can help us, you know, to a little bit direct us maybe into the, you know, right direction. They can share this knowledge about the Supreme Person with us. And of course, we have free will to follow their guidance or their recommendations or not. We are created like, you know, free living beings. God created us free. We can, you know, have something to do with Him, or we can doesn't have anything to do with Him. And He respects this, our free will. But eventually, in these Vedic traditions, it's recommended to find such a bona fide spiritual master, like pure person, pure representative of Supreme Lord, and listen to him, and, you know, receive some you know, recommendations and into our life. Yeah. So you are right from one hand that we have to go inside. Yes, that's true. But we need some external help also, but not from anybody. Of course, not from anybody. And you know, one time I remember that one person that I know, he's far away from, he's far from all this religion things or something, philosophy, but he told, you know, one thing that I remember, and it, you know, touched my heart, that he tells that sometimes I feel closer connection with the Supreme Lord when I go just outside into some field, you know, closer to a forest, and I can feel connection with some nature, with Supreme Lord. And sometimes it's, you know, I feel it better when I'm in some official building, some church or something, you know, sometimes. So it depends.
Thank you. This is probably for later on at another meeting, but I personally would be very interested to hear what you have to say about an afterlife.
Yes.
In some traditions, it's a heaven and a hell. In other traditions, it's an Elysian fields and a Tartarus. But I'm sure that's for a later meeting.
Yeah, for next meeting will be on Monday, the same time.
Monday.
Yeah, so yeah.
We'll try.
Are you going to be still
I
here?
think I can do this.
Uh-huh. We have such a book, it's called Reincarnation Explained in English. So you can have some ideas from this book, actually, and, you know.
I can certainly make it next Monday. Looking
Yeah,
forward to it.
yeah, welcome.
Thank you.
It's a bigger subject, you know.
It is a big subject.
But I was, you know, to be honest with you, I was looking for these answers for these questions like you ask, and I was asking myself. I was looking for answers for these questions like, who am I? What am I doing here? What will wait for me? You know, after what I will, you know, met when I will leave this body. You know, like you say, heaven or hell, or what's going on? Just what is all about? And I was looking in different, you know, sources, like in different religions and philosophies, and you know, many things. And when I met this source of knowledge, like Vedic knowledge, and actually met my spiritual master and disciples of the spiritual master, I was really surprised that everything is so simple, so clear, you know, so very, you know, logical, very, you can say scientific, you know, everything is just whole picture. And I found these answers for all my questions, and it was so great, so simple, so explaining everything, you know. And also I have found answers for such a questions that I didn't even have, you know.
Sure.
I saw, you know, different things that I didn't even think about. Yeah. So welcome, yeah. Mhm.
You mentioned earlier giving a gift to the Supreme Being. Can you tell me more about that?
Giving gift to
Yeah.
Supreme Being.
Yeah. What kind of gift? What do you mean?
Maybe it was about that we can offer something for Supreme Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Like we can offer food, for example.
Mm-hmm.
There are some traditions when people are grateful for God for this food, or before they eat, they thank God for this food that He sent us. But it's good. It's some relationship with Supreme Lord. But also in this Vedic tradition, we can offer this food to Supreme Lord, and it helps us to remember to whom it all belongs, to remember the reality that all is created by Him, you know. And also it's like it helps us to have a better connection with Him. You know, it's like maybe not the best example, but you can see the idea that like in relationship with parent, for example, with mother and, you know, her son. When son is very grateful to his parents about what they give, how they care for him, it's good. It's good relationship. But much better when this grateful son will try to somehow, you know, give back to his parents, like to help them somehow, I don't know, cleaning his room or something, or cook some dish maybe. And he offers this like service, or some dish, maybe some cake. He bakes some, maybe, I don't know, simple cake or something. And he will offer to his mother and say, "Mom, thank you very much for your care. I offer you this. Try it. I tried to, you know, to do something for you." And these relationships are much, you know, deeper and much better. There is some exchange of love in this relationship. So the same way we can exchange our loving relationship and friendly relationship with Supreme Lord, offering Him food. In Bhagavad Gita, Supreme Lord said that we can offer to Him some little water, some food, some fruit, some flower or leaf. So some simple food, some vegetarian food we can offer to Him, and then this food becomes purified, because Supreme Lord is non-material, he's spiritual in essence, and everything that somehow is connected with him gets purified, gets spiritualized, so-called. And this food is become spiritually purifying. It purifies us from karma, from our karma, from all these things that cover us due to contact with this material world, all these things. And so this food, when we eat, it purifies us also. You can try also to do this.
There's some parallels to this one too. The ancient Greeks and the Greek religion would frequently set another place of dinner for Zeus's elder sister Hestia, or sometimes they would leave a plate of food outside for Hestia to consume. A very specific offering of food. And there are probably other parallels in the Jewish religion with burnt offerings. It's unusual to us, but there are
We leave
parallels.
cookies for Santa Claus, so.
Yeah, exactly. Milk it. Don't
Left
forget
cookies
milk.
for Santa Claus?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So next time, the subject is reincarnation and karma, so we will talk about this a little bit more. So thank you very much for your attention. See you next time. Yeah, very well.
That's great.
Yeah, you can stay for tea. You have some hot tea.